good deliberation in the judges' room. They've narrowed it down to 6 finalists for tomorrow. I should note that everyone who voted from the audience, thank you so much for doing so. We'll just get it right out there that Raw was the winner of the audience vote, so congratulations to Raw. But in terms of the other finalists, and or I should say the finalists in general, you know, there were some common threads there for sure. Taste obviously is just something that you can't get past. I mean, Sue, you know, some of these products right then and there, you tasted them and you just knew you did something right. Right.
I mean, even some of the stuff that's 0 calories, if it tastes good, then it's good. And then some of the things that even had more calorie or sugar, maybe not so much. So I think for all of us, taste was sort of the entry point. It had to taste good for us to want to move it through.
Taste and packaging. Paul, you brought up packaging. It's got to pop out on the shelf. I mean, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, you know, your first impression, do I notice it? Do I know what it is? Does it look like something that's right for me? Does it start to convey some of the functional benefits or the attributes that I'm looking for that occasion, that time?
Bill, on-trend was key for you. You know, on-trend ingredients, on-trend categories. You know, what really helped some of the brands in terms of their ingredients and their categories that they were in?
Well, we feel like they were on trend, these brands, in terms of ingredients, categories, and production methods, whether it's HPP technology or small batch production. So the brands that we chose had a fine crafted characteristic about them.
And low sugar was also a key. I mean, there was a lot of low sugar components to their formulation that really resonated with you guys. In terms of some of the misses, product versus brand was a big one. Bill, I'll go back to you on that one. You had brought that up. Can you sort of elaborate what you're talking about when you mean product versus brand?
Absolutely. For some products that I would classify as that, it doesn't have the feel like it's really a platform, therefore not scalable. So you could see a nice single product as a line extension in an existing brand, and you'd find your consumer. But very tough to take a good product and build a strong enough audience. And sometimes you see where a company makes what I think is a strategic error, where you build too much around a single component, especially when that particular ingredient is not a multi-$100-million category.
Justin, one of the other things that the judges talked about was sort of difficult pronunciations, sort of confusing propositions. What do you see that maybe some of these brands that didn't necessarily make it can improve upon in terms of maybe a rebranding?
Sure. I mean, I think a lot of them were, I mean, when we voted, there were 3 or 4 that, I mean, just right away, we were like, yes, those are the top ones. Then I think there was a large group of products that were all pretty similar, and with just a tweak here or there could do it, whether it's the packaging maybe standing out a little more, as we talked about, you know, the brand name. You know, we didn't focus so much on, you know, some of the things I was talking about, the claims, because those are things that we can easily address, but just tightening up the overall package together.
And lastly, you know, the finalists all seem to, for you guys, be easy for people to understand, for retail customers to understand how to merchandise, and for consumers to understand what I'm drinking. Paul, we'll end with you. You know, how critical is it that, you know, your retail customer, when you bring it to your retail customer, whether it be a Kroger or Whole Foods, really immediately understand what the product is all about?
Yeah, I think if you look at how retail is laid out, it's by category, and that's how consumers shop. What's my occasion? What's my need state? What helps me fill the solution there? And sometimes you can have a successful hybrid of both and create something new, but having a place to go in store and having a mental model of where my shoppers would find this is really critical.
Awesome. All right, let's announce them one by one. Look at the screen. The finalists are number 1, Raw. Subtlety, H2 Melon, Caribe, Meta Matcha, and finally, Sweet Talk. So, congratulations to the finalists. Thank you very much again to the judges for an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Or not. And everyone, we'll see you downstairs at cocktail hour. We start tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And you don't want to miss any presentation tomorrow because they're just as good as today. So thanks again.